Right then, Beastie, so that's the Carlisle game all taken care of. Of course, the other side of Sheffield manages to lose, and that, of course there has been incidents off the pitch going off there that I prefer not to speak about, out of respect for all concerned, but it just seemed they've taken a little bit of a shake over there, and we're back in the hunt.
Well, let's hope that on Saturday at Brentford we can carry on checking, because the more that we can rattle them, then the better it's going to be for us.
Yeah, I did see the video. Somebody, well, your video, BC, that came up on the scoreboard and showed us how the scoreboard said shh, and then put the balloon score up, and of course Hillsborough went absolutely potty.
It did.
Unbelievable.
It was a fantastic moment again in a very eventful game. But as soon as that went up, the Wednesday fans lifted the players, and that's what we need on Saturday. One more push.
That's it. And so we look forward then to Saturday, Beastie. Of course, last time out, we played, playing Brentford at their place, and last time out it was when they came to Hillsborough, it was 0-0, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, it was. It seemed like they'd come to our place with the plan of getting a draw, and that's what we got. It wasn't a particularly good game, but they're on a bit of a run at the minute, and they need the points to get in the playoffs.
Are their playoff hopes still alive?
Their playoff hopes are still alive, yeah.
Oh, right.
A win against us puts them right back in the hunt.
Yes, I mean, obviously, it pains me to keep saying it, but with the Blunts playing Stevenage, of course, they're after a playoff spot as well.
That's right.
So they'll be all gung-ho, which again is good for us. But, I mean, obviously the last time we played Brentford, we were a rather different team under Mr. Megson. Again, it seems to be cropping up this quite a lot. But do you think the change in Wednesday's style will hit Brentford any harder?
Yeah, I do. We are a very attacking side now. And there's no way on earth that Brentford can play how they did at ours. For one thing, it doesn't suit them. They need the 3 points. A point to them now is absolutely no use at all. So it should be a very open game. And I'm confident that our defence will stand strong.
Yes, I mean, obviously, we didn't see Mr. Jones again, Rob Jones at the back. Liera and Danny Bart was there, doing a spiffing job again. I should imagine we'll be expecting more of the same on Saturday.
He's not going to get back in whilst Liera's playing so well, is he, Rob Jones? Don't get me wrong, I've got a lot of respect for him. He's a good leader on the pitch, but he isn't the ball player that Liera is. And that Liera and Bat combination, they'll see us through to end of season now. I'm confident of that. Yeah,
it looks that way, boy, of course. And just a little fact about Griffin Park down there. Well, I was reading in the programme, and the floodlights at Griffin Park were a gift from the Chelsea club just next door.
Excellent.
I wonder if they came gift wrapped.
Well, here's an even better fact for you. It's got a pub on every corner of the ground.
Fantastic!
Now, what's not to like about a ground that has a pub on every corner?
Now, to me, that just says that the club doesn't want the fans remembering the game. They don't want them to remember what terrible football they played and how many were beaten by.
It's always been one of my favourite places, as Griffin Park. But now, of course, everybody that knows me knows the bromance that I've got going on with Clinton, and Clinton plays for them now.
Yes, of course. Do you think we'll see him against us?
Well, fortunately, he's not allowed to play against us, which is good, because it would just break my heart if he were to score against us. I'd not be able to forgive him, and the bromance would definitely be off.
I must admit, I was actually watching a little bit of the season review from way back when, and watching Clinton stick a couple of goals past Kevin Pressman one season, and the goal he scored at Hillsborough that season, I believe it was in the 2001-2002 season, if I'm thereabouts anyway, was the first goal he'd scored away from home, and the smile on his face was unbelievable. It's just a shame it was against us.
Well, that's Clinton. He's one for the dramatic finish, isn't he? I remember him doing something similar at Crystal Palace as well, and that broke me out. But I've forgiven him since. I've forgiven him, and the love is back on for now.
Now, obviously, you think it was a shame that he went away. I mean, we all love Clinton. He's a fantastic chap. He seems like a professional chap these days. And he seemed to be doing a job when he was coming off the bench. He stuck a few important goals in. And do you think he'll be with us next season?
It's difficult, this, because I don't want to badmouth
my
life.
Oh, not at all.
I mean, I love Clinton more than I love my wife. She understands that, right? We've got an agreement. She understands that. If it comes to a choice between her and Clinton, her bags are packed and Clinton's moving in. But as much as I love him, I'm afraid I don't think he'll be with us next season. And if he does go, I'll wish him well. I think he's been nothing but good news for us since he's arrived. He's such a bubbly character, and I'm sure that the youngsters get a lot. I've learnt a lot from him whilst he's been at the club.
No, of course. I mean, the experience goes before him. Let's just hope he's got a penchant for portly blonde gentlemen.
What do you mean, portly?
I've seen the photos. I'm a slim lord myself.
You could have softened that blow if you'd have said portly natural blonde.
Oh, I do apologise, young man. I do apologise.
Go on then, I'll let you off with that one.
So then, Beastie, do you have a prediction for Saturday's match against Brentford?
Well, I'm confident that we're going to win for a start. But I'm always confident that we're going to win. I never go to a game thinking we're going to lose. And I think we're going to be. I think the players are going to reward the travelling fans with a well-deserved victory. 2, maybe 3-1, shall we say? Yeah, we'll go for 3-1. Well, I think Danny Bat will score.
Yeah, that'd be absolutely marvellous. Really put the cherry on the end for the travelling fans this season. Of course, you'll be there, will you, Beastie?
I will be there, and I may be a little bit worse for wear. And it's going down on the train this weekend.
Oh, no driving.
Exactly.
My Lord. And just a little shout out for Beastie, if you don't mind me saying. If you're not following him on Twitter, at Beastie_, and you can, obviously we'll be following on our Twitter account, follow him on the match days. He does tweet from the games, and they are absolutely marvellous. Not quite as, what's the word I'm looking for, family friendly as Sheffield Wednesday and all that. They're not obscene, but he lets you know what's what. So do get him followed over there on Twitter.
I will apologise for the spelling now, because I have sausage fingers when I'm sober. They're even worse when I've had a few.
Oh, you see, don't worry, old boy, don't worry at all. I've got a juice for that kind of thing, and I still managed to get it wrong. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, we've got some very good news for you, and we've got our chums back. Eddie from Wednesday Night is back on the line. Hello there, Eddie.
Hiya, mate. Sorry about that. I was lost in Danny Barth's pocket. It's happened to a few this season.
Easy done.
But I'm back now.
Very deep pockets, that. But we are awfully glad to have you back. And also, we've got Dan Fudge. He's back with us. Hello there, Fudge.
How's it going, Lord H? Sorry I've been missing. Jimmy and Johnson left me for dead.
Well, of course, me and BC have done our very, very best. We've covered the games, and so it's nice to have you join us for the news. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce you to a brand new Wednesday week chum, and this hopefully he's going to be our roving reporter, and that's Craig. Hello there, Craig.
Hello, gents. How are we doing? I'm a little bit soggy today, a bit like a lot of Wednesday fans were after Antonio scored at the weekend.
Hey! The references just keep on coming.
We're here all week.
Are we done now?
Yeah, that's it, lads. We tell you. Quick.
So then, Craig, old boy, would you mind just giving the listeners out there a little preview of yourself? Who are you and what do you do?
Basically, my name is Craig. Even though I don't sound like a proper Sheffielder, I am from the Midlands, but I like to think I'm your man down at the training grounds. I get down there for press conferences, a bit of an inside man, have a few chats with the players and Dave Jones. So I'll try and give you a few previews of the games pretty much and tell you what's going on down there.
A man on the inside, fantastic.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I'll have to get you a special pair of glasses and a nice Stetson hat.
I'm a bit too young for all that. You old uns can stick to the glasses, I think.
Listen to you.
Eddie's oldest, I think.
We've had this conversation. Had a tough paper round.
So then, ladies and gents, we're going to crack on with a little bit of Wednesday news. And first we're going to start off, and obviously everything that I say from this point on is alleged. Because we don't want to get ourselves in trouble just quite yet. And Miguel Liera, our wonderful Spanish defender, has maybe, allegedly, got himself into a little bit of bother, caught speeding in his fancy Chrysler, going 115 miles an hour on the motorway. The court case had been set, and it has been adjourned until the 30th of this month. So, chaps, Liera, we know he's quite fast on the pitch, but turns out he could be speeding everywhere else.
It's quite fast on the pitch. Did you see that ride against Old?
Well, I say quite fast.
Forward.
Trust me, compared to me, that's quite fast.
I tell you what, you can shift for a 32-year-old then, can't you? I tell you what, 100 an hour, what's Lord Age?
Pardon, sorry?
How quick was he going? 100 and what?
Allegedly, he was going 115 miles an hour.
Well, he's clearly not got Jeeves driving him, has he?
Oh, good Lord, no. Good Lord, no.
Good job he was wearing that crash helmet all the time.
I'll tell you the thing that got me about it, where he was pulled in a place called Wesham. Now, I don't know about you, but when I was little, that was where my mum used to take me jeans. Give me them jeans now, I'll take them to Wesham.
I didn't practice that one, Beastie. Wow.
Fantastic, old boy. Yes.
What else have we got news? Go on.
We can't talk too much about this, but the whisper down at the training ground is he's after another 3 points. He's been so used to getting 3 points since he came here, he's just after a few more.
Hey!
I tell you what, Eddie, you're the one with the soundboard. Can we get a ba-boom on some of these?
We have to find some of them, definitely.
We might wear that out.
So then, ladies and gents, that's Miguel Liera. All we're done with. We're wishing the best of luck in all his endeavours, and of course, everything we just said is alleged, so we can't get in trouble for it. On with the news, ladies and gents. Of course, the Wednesdays online will have seen that one of the under-18 chaps playing for the Owls there, Mr. Tom Robotham, won the goal of the month for that age group, and what a cracking goal it was. Did you see that over there, Ed?
I haven't seen the goal yet. I've heard all about it. And I've got one of my mates, big shout out to Lee, who's the sort of resident Wednesday historian, and he's obsessed to the point where he goes to every game he can, reserves. He was at the game today, which was washed out after 18 minutes, and he was still stood there, sort of him, a tramp and a dog. He said, no word of a lie, this lad looks like a prospect. But if anyone here remembers Mark Platts, we've had plenty of lads who've looked like a prospect.
I've had plenty of prospects. I think, what was that programme back in 1996 about Lilleshall? I think we had about 3 people in the England under-16 team at that point.
There were an England schoolboy international, and we had 6 of the first 11, and the other 5 were all from Everton. But Stephen Haslam was the captain, so there you go.
That says a lot, that, doesn't
it?
Am I right in saying that Mr. Beavers is a product of the Wednesday Academy? Or am I completely and utterly wrong there?
No, he is. He came through there with Tommy Spur.
Yeah.
And, we've not had the greatest record with our academy, but I think if we rewind back 3 years, we were talking about our fabled £10 million defence, weren't we? With Lee Grant at the back, Tommy Spur, Beavers, Simek when he was on his game, and Richard Wood.
And I wonder how much is that worth now?
It's probably about £2.90. There's been a financial crash. Well,
So I tell you what, though, I think it's nice to see that through all the managers we've been through recently in the last 4, 5, 6, 7 years, Sean Macaulay, the youth team gaffer, he still managed to keep his job. So I think he obviously does something right and obviously produces some decent players.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? That Shawnee Mack is still prevalent in the Wednesday setup, which is nice to see, I think.
Well, we're talking, especially those defenders, but we're talking that those academy products have made probably 3 figures, hundreds of appearances, 100 appearances. In Spur, Beavers, Liam Palmer. We've actually got a production line there, and given the financial problems that the club's had over the last 10 years, that's no mean feat.
No. And 2 of them have been playing in Championship for the last 12 months.
Well, I don't know how long Tommy Spur's got left.
Well, no, Allwoody.
Allwoody, yeah.